Hey, Survival Dispatch, it's John once again here with Chris. And today we're going to talk about having a travel network. What we mean by that is having a network of people that, number one, we trust and know.
That we know, yeah.
And number two, that are located in an area where we're going to be traveling. You know, I travel quite a bit, Chris travels quite a bit, and a lot of times, you know, we have to travel 400 or 500 miles with regards to work. And that is a long haul if you were to have to do it on foot.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a way long haul.
You know, and it's something that could almost seem impossible, but it could be made a whole lot easier if you have a network of like-minded preppers like yourself along the way. You know, we always talk about having, you know, a community. And a community, I think, becomes the within my city kind of thing.
Yeah, or my neighborhood,
yeah.
People that I can physically go to their house or whatever. But it needs to be broader than that, you know. When you're traveling, if you're going to make a business trip, a family vacation even, whatever, knowing people in that area, and you may say, well, how am I supposed to know people there? Well, you probably know people online that you've never met in person, who very well could fill this niche for you. And you can fill for them, vice versa. That if you're in their neck of the woods and something happens, you know, they can be a rally point for you. You can be a rally point for them. So it's real important to develop that network.
Yeah, and you know, and the first thing that I'll say is you know, number one, you need to make sure that you have their information as far as a way to get a hold of them. That might be a phone number. It might be a frequency that you use on a ham radio or something like that. You need to have their address. And probably the best way to get to their house, you know, talk to them. And, you know, the Google Maps might show you one way, but he might say, hey, by foot, this will cut off 20 miles of your trek by taking, you know, a back road, or hey, you don't want to take that interstate because it's going to take you through 2 more towns that you don't want to go through. Go this way.
Or Google Maps is going to show you to take this road over the mountain, but that's not a road. It's actually a logging road. And you'll get lost and get stuck. So, yeah, reach out to the locals. And that's another good point, too, is if you have folks in an area you're going to, you can reach out to them for local intel. Hey, we're coming up. Anything going on we should know about? Any areas we should avoid? That sort of thing. It's just good to have people that are in the area that you can use for a resource. And that's something we can continually be developing through our online relationships. These don't necessarily have to be people we've met in person.
Right.
Though we are talking about relying on them in a pinch. But at least you have some connection to them if you need their help, as opposed to just relying on the, you know, charity of strangers.
So what I have in my backpack is I do carry a burner phone just in case. I don't know if it'll work or not, but just in case, that's loaded with quite a few people's numbers, you know, within my route that I'm going. I also have their phone numbers written down just on a regular piece of paper, waterproof, right in the rain paper.
It's easy to use,
you know. And then I also have a map, like southeastern states that I have physically marked them out, you know. And so, you know, if my GPS or something, which I have their waypoints in my GPS, that's the easiest way to do it. But I also have a physical map if everything were to go down, say, an EMP or something like that. And I had no way of any communication at all. At least I have a map.
A map to show you how to get there. And I think everybody relies on GPS a little too much. Google, you know, on our phones especially, is notorious for leading people into places that they should not go. Just because Google says it's a road does not mean it's a road. You know, winter right now coming up, it is winter in a lot of states, heavy winter. I say that because we're in Florida and winter happens for a weekend every now and then. But, I mean, people get stranded and die because they followed Google into places they shouldn't have. So having paper maps, something that you can rely on to look at to back that up is a really, really good idea. And having those places marked out on it, that's perfect.
So, you know, that's what I keep in my bag when I'm traveling. And, you know, it's one of those things where I don't have rations and caches that's stored at all these people's houses. You know, they're like-minded people like myself. More importantly than that, I know they're friends that will invite me into their house, even if it's just to be in a house to get a good night's sleep.
Get cleaned up maybe.
And get cleaned up, you know, and maybe spend a rest day there. Fill up all my water. If they have extras, that I need,
Everything
they're
help out.
willing to give it to me.
But then on the other side of that is I've got some friends too that if I walked up to their door with nothing, they could arm me, equip me, and see me on my way.
Right.
Which I could do for people as well too. I keep enough stuff around that if someone showed up that was someone that I knew well enough, trusted, and cared for, I could do the same for them. I can arm them, I can equip them, I can get them food, whatever they need, get them on their way. So I look for that in return from others because I'm that guy for somebody when they need it as well.
And and what these locations really give you is a resupply station along your route back home.
Secure resupply station.
That's what they are. So you're not hoping and wishing that you come across a gas station or something that has food, or hoping and wishing that you come across water, that's drinkable, or a shelter that's able to keep you dry and warm. So guys, if you travel a lot, make sure that you have a couple of these located within your route, and then also work on building some of these relationships and kind of start, we start with our neighborhood, and then, start building those rings out to where it doesn't matter if you're traveling just north, south, east, or west. And like Chris said, if it's a family vacation or work or whatever, have those people in different directions that no matter where you are on the map, you have somebody that is going to be relatively close.
And everybody's going to have different capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here when the hurricanes came through, gas was like non-existent. Well, I have fuel tanks at my house now. So if I had somebody that was down here trying to get out of the state, couldn't get gas, they could have called me up and I'd have been like, yeah, come to the house. I can put you into fuel.
Yeah.
And I know people like that. I got friends out west that run ranches and farms and stuff, and they can do that for me. So if I'm out there and something happens and I'm stuck stranded, if I can get to their house, I can get fueled. Now I can get another couple 100 miles.
Yeah.
And try to work out the next guy I can get to maybe.
Yeah.
And it's not a one-sided affair, Anytime you're doing that, you're asking for resources, So it's best, like John said a minute ago, to get these relationships built now, It's not the thing to be doing when you need the help. You need to have this already in place.
And it's also it's more than just traveling for work. Chris is taking a vacation soon to Colorado. I have to go to Utah every now and then for work, and having people there in case something were to happen, even if it's just say like a 9/11 event.
Yeah.
All planes
it's grounded.
Grounded.
Yep.
Period. Ain't going
Can't
anywhere.
fly out.
If you didn't have a rental car, if you were just using Uber or something, when you go to the airport and planes are all grounded, the next thing that leaves is every single rental car in the area.
Rental car, yep.
So now you might be stuck somewhere with no means of transportation.
Maybe you don't have enough funds to keep that hotel for another week if you need it.
Yeah.
You're like, we're both going to be in Vegas for SHOT Show. And imagine being stuck there.
Yeah.
The mecca that Vegas is. Like you just said, if something was happening where flights were grounded, I imagine rental cars would empty faster than grocery stores.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't be able to get one.
So, so when you're traveling somewhere, having someplace, and it doesn't have to be next door to where you are, but in the vicinity that it can help
within
you.
a tank's range, gas tank range, kind of a way to think of that. Because, like when I go to Colorado, I'm going to pick up my rental car. I will keep the tank full while I'm out there. I mean, if it gets down to like 3/4 of a tank, I'll probably be hitting a gas station to fill it up. Yeah. Just so that I know that I have enough range, should I need it, to get to somebody's house that lives up that way. That as long as I can make it to his house, I'm pretty much golden. Yeah. And there's other people that I rely on up there as well. So plan ahead,
So guys, if you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. We'll definitely make sure that we answer them. And, until next time, be safe.
Safe travels.